I love mathematics. I always have as a child, as a teenager. My own children, teaching them at home when they were young, watching them learn. That's one of the things that inspired me to become a teacher, to work with kids and help to prepare them for life. Working with this special population of students does take patience at times. You have to come up with different strategies and interventions that will work with them. They're all unique individuals. Building a relationship is so important, letting them know that you care about them, letting them know that you're going to be here for them, letting them know that you want what's best for them. I believe that every single student deserves an education. I want them to reach their full potential no matter what. And I want to see them succeed. And I think they may feel like they don't have what it takes to even make it to vocational school or college, but I want them to know that they can, if they work hard, especially with their academics and their behaviors, and continue to improve, they can do it.
I got into teaching to make learning fun and to really work with students who have unique abilities and need that extra support in order to be successful. I got into teaching because I love working with kids and I love watching kids grow and the excitement on their face when they learn something new. I do co-teaching, but I also do a resource room where in the co-teaching and resource section I work with so many kids with different abilities. I work with students who might need help self-regulating. I work with students who need extra tools in order to communicate, and work with a variety of other educators or related service providers to ensure the success of the students that I work with. I believe that each and every one of the students I work with has a special gift. I just think they have so much to share with us and teach us as educators about the adversity that they face. And I can tell you every day that I work with my children, I learn something new about how to overcome a challenge that they face every day. And they do it in stride, and they do it with smiles. And it honestly is amazing to watch and be a part of.
I am a product of Wake County. I originally was going to be a physical therapist, and then my senior year at Leesville Road High School happened. And I had the most amazing music teachers. I had grown up being a musician, but I thought it was going to kind of just be a hobby. And then the power of education. These two teachers who believed in me and told me to be a leader. I ended up becoming very passionate about music and wanting someone else to feel the way that my teachers had made me feel. When you are creating music with other people, you're using skills that, yes, you've learned in math and science and language arts and all of those very important subjects, but you're using them in a way that is so unique, that's building them to become leaders in ways that they don't see imaginable. The collaboration skills that they have to use, the creativity that they have to use, they're constantly evaluating themselves and others. Those are skills that every adult has to use in every aspect of their life, and my students are getting practice in a classroom environment with an instrument and learning to appreciate life and beauty and to work hard and to become a risk taker and to step outside of almost like formulaic thinking. I really like my students, like a whole lot. I try to invest myself in them as people and not to see them as pupils. I know sometimes we see them as like a name on the roster or that kid or, you know, that kid. And I try to see them outside of my classroom as much as possible. Our kids come with such deficits that if they can find someone to believe in them and to believe in more than the score they are on a piece of paper or in a database, they're capable of greatness.
Every year has, so many different opportunities for a teacher. You meet all these new people, new students are coming in and out of your life, which is awesome. This particular year has been crazy remarkable because I had the opportunity to help open a brand new school. My 123 students are what keep me in it every day, and they are rock stars. And I've told them throughout this whole process, I'm like, this is not me, guys, this is because of you. You know, a teacher has a certain job and, you know, to deliver and facilitate and engage, and ultimately, without the kids, we don't have a job. They are all incredibly unique and capable in their own ways. And I have worked so hard to try to help unleash their greatness within. And my school's vision of uncovering brilliance by growing hearts and minds is one that is my philosophy all the way around. And I truly believe that if I can get their heart, if I can capture their heart with relationships, and I can just hook them in that way, the rest is going to be a breeze. But I see a student walk in who is someone's kid, and as a mother, I spend more time with some of these children than they do with their own parents each day. So I feel like I have a major obligation to know more about them than just, what did you score on last year's EOG? Middle school is a really tough year for kids. And if I can inspire them in some way to come in and know that life is good and they have so much to reach for, I would hope they remember me being a champion for them, pushing to do just that, to dream big.
I started off as a business major, and I realized quickly that I needed a job that was with people, about people, and for people. And I was taking a world history class at the time that was really intellectually enthralling to me, and I took that passion for wanting to serve people, world history, and the two met. The most exciting part for me on any given day is that beautifully crafted moment when multiple lines of thought collide into the student's head and you see that light bulb go off, when they have that, oh, so that's why type of moment. My belief is that every student needs a teacher. Whether it's an ESL student who is just learning the language, or whether it's an AP advanced student who could walk into a college class, every student needs a teacher to see them, to see their struggles, to see their strengths, and to figure out what is it going to take for that student to grow. Every student comes to me at a different point, and I work to study and analyze each student, and I present first general strategies that will help everyone, and then I look to personalize what I do for each student based upon what they need to grow.
I love teaching students. I love building relationships with students because that's what teachers did for me. The teachers that I grew up with taught me in a way that was community driven. I grew up in a small community, and so everybody knew everybody, even if they weren't your teacher. And so that built into how I decided to go into teaching. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So building relationships is one of the biggest things. It's actually how I've gotten students to take my class who would not otherwise take my class. If you come take my class, I will do two things. I will show you how physics applies in your field, and I'm going to support you the whole way through. The most exciting thing to me is that the aha moment, the light bulb, when you see, because you can see it on a student's face, especially in my class, because there's this look of extreme confusion, and then all of a sudden it hits and you can see their face change when they finally got it, and that's one of the most exciting things to me. I believe that there is something in my class for every student, that whatever they're interested in, there's something they can get out of my class. I believe that every student who walks through the door has the ability to achieve in my class. I want them to see how what we do affects their life, and when they do that, they get excited about it, and they rise to the challenge, and not just saying, oh, minimal effort is fine. Everybody can achieve, everybody can get something out of the class.
It was really in middle school and high school when I realized that I had a gift working with children, and that fueled me. I want to set out to make the biggest impact that I can, and the influence is a ripple effect. It is vast and it keeps going. I can reach so many children and families and make a huge impact through teaching. I think there are a lot of students who don't realize yet what they are capable of and how good and important they are and what they can give back to this world. I believe they are all capable, and I believe they all have their own unique gifts. And if a positive person can get in there and just plant the seed and help them out and listen to them and understand them, they're malleable. And once I can build the relationship, I can start having those one-on-one conversations, and my work facilitates just an opportunity for these kids to understand their worth and their potential. And it's exciting, and that's what fuels me. That's what keeps me going. That's why I'm excited to wake up in the morning, because magic happens every single day.
I literally have wanted to be a teacher since I was like 5 years old. Teaching has just always been the thing that connected with me, and I just always knew I wanted to be a teacher. And so when I'm actually in my classroom, I'm doing the thing that I always wanted to do. Honestly, what gets me out of bed in the morning is that moment when they're like, I got it. Oh, now I understand it. When that transition happens, when we go from confusion and frustration to like enlightenment, when that moment happens, when those aha moments happen, that's what pushes me to keep doing it. When I see that look on their face like, oh, I got it. And then when I have, kids who are like, I knew I was smart. It drives me. I want them to understand that you're capable and your brain works. And your brain can do amazing things if you just give yourself the opportunity, if you just don't give up. I'm always telling them, don't give up. Try it one more time, push a little harder, because in that moment, you realize something about yourself. I think I just want them to remember me as their cheerleader, that I cared, that I supported them. When they think about my class, even if it was a class that they feel like was a struggle for them, but Ms. Kingsbury didn't give up. Ms. Kingsbury didn't give up on me.
Originally, I started off as an elementary teacher, and so I taught all the subjects. And then when I moved to the middle school, I had to pick a direction. And at first, I picked math and English language arts. Got to the point where I had to pick between math or ELA, and I really liked teaching math because it was a struggle for me when I was in school. Math did not come naturally to me. And I had teachers who were able to break stuff down for me and show me ways to think about math that I had never been taught to do before. And I wanted to be able to do that with the students that I was teaching. Together with them, we could get through it, and we could come up with all these ways to think about math that was not just, I'm good at math or I'm not good at math. Then science came along with that. I've always been a person that's interested in science. I like to see that natural spark in them that they have for science. I got into teaching because I had a teacher who I wanted to be. And she was just so warm and loving, and I knew since then that I wanted to just be like her. I want to be somebody in their life they look up to, and somebody that they can trust. And they know that they can talk to me as a person, and that I'm not just going to be here to teach them math and science and then that's where it ends. That I'm here to teach them how to be people, and I'm here to help them, especially in 6th grade, figure out how to do middle school. My one and only hope for my students is that they feel loved and they feel that they're heard, and that is above teaching math and science. So to me, that comes first. I grew up in a really small school system. I went to school with the same kids, and we had the same teachers. I had an incredible experience, and I thought, I really like this. I just fell in love with Spanish, and where I grew up, I knew not a single person who spoke Spanish. But when you're a teacher, you can bring things to kids that they aren't exposed to. For me,
that was an amazing thing from a kid from a really small town to say, oh, hey, I can share this with all these people, and I can be the teacher that I loved. Every day's a new day, so regardless of what happened yesterday, today's a new day, whether it be with your subject matter or your kids or what's going on. Every school, anybody that's a teacher knows every day is unpredictable. Who knows what's going to happen today? But for me, I think some things need to be predictable. They need to know that I'm here every day and that I'm there for them when they need me and that they're comfortable in my classroom. When we close the door, it's like, okay, it's Spanish time and this is a safe environment. Sometimes it's not about the subject matter, but it's how they take the subject matter and what they do with it. I really try to get to know them as a person because you can find out a lot about a kid, even the kid that's doing really poorly in your class, just by walking around when they're doing their bell work. And I think kids, once they think you like them and they think that you want them to do well, they want to do well for you.